recording. See if it goes. I'm trying to access to showcase what I'm doing. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there it goes. And I'm gonna make a video. So, here we go, my friends. How's it going, everyone? This is my first YouTube live, and I'm gonna figure out how I could kind of keep it up on the channel. As of right now, I'd really like to work on this illustration that I have here to display, and the coolest thing that I could relate this to is that it's just full energy. It's just like, especially the colors, reminds me of the sun. This warm, positive energy, and doing so, that's kind of what these lines illustrate. And I still have a lot to color in when it comes to the value and overall finishing this piece. I think right now I'm going to work on the eye. Oops, well, that was massive. That was a massive sound. Turn this off. Oh shit, oh my god. What's going on, guys? Oh, I appreciate it. Meme143, thank you. I appreciate it. And as of right now, to the people that are watching this on YouTube, I am also live on a different platform on TikTok. So I'm going to be trying to answer questions and just having a good conversation with my people. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be on here for a good 25 minutes. I actually have a somewhat date to go and attend to right after this. And I figured before that I wanted to do this live stream. And I was hoping to do it a lot earlier today, but I was really learning how to do this. Before I was going to go live on my phone and then put my phone up how I have you guys watching on TikTok, but I figured I found a way to record what I'm doing on YouTube, straight to YouTube from my computer. And what's even better about that is that it looks a lot nicer and looks a lot more clean. You can actually really see what I'm doing if you go to my YouTube channel. Yeah, this is going to be really fun. I'm going to try to answer some questions, so if you have any, feel free to ask. Otherwise, just hang out, chill out. Saturday nights. For me, it's autumn season is getting really more noticeable. Season's changing a lot more quicker. All the leaves are falling off. All of the leaves are even changing color. To be honest, the tree in my backyard, it was green 3 days ago, and now it's completely red and orange. Kind of how this illustration is right now. Total difference as if the tree is dying in a way, or hibernating. It's sad, but it'll grow back. It's a pretty old tree. I can't imagine what it's like to be a tree out in the winter time. It's so cold, especially out in the Midwest. I live out near the city of Chicago. I'm in Joliet, Illinois, where it gets really cold for the most of the year. It's like brutally cold. Where if you're an active person or like to be outside, it's very challenging to deal with the elements out here. But with this illustration, what I got going so far is it's a lot of back and forth of trying to add the value to these illustrations, and when it comes to the highlights and the shadows, and to kind of just blend everything in. It's for me, this is a lot like painting on canvas, or at least when it comes to the color theory and how I lay down my colors. Which is very different though, because it's kind of like a artificial screen. But what's really cool about digital art for me now is I'm realizing it's so more easy and diverse. Easy to be more diverse and change things up. What the hell? Sounds like an explosion outside. But I've noticed I tend to sometimes overwork some areas, so that's why you'll see me go back in and out, kind of get an idea of what it looks like, and then I'll just go back into it with the details. And right now, I think I need to do the shadowing, or start adding some more darker values, which I think I find, yeah, making the shadows and the highlights are both just as fun, because you get to really see the the magic or the works of creating something and giving it depth and like contrast. And when you do this, I remember thinking when I first started drawing that you would create shadows and highlights with black or white, and that's never really the case. Sometimes, if it is, it's like a very small piece of black. You never really want to use white or black. Well, you do for the for the finishing touches, but a little bit. But right now, what I'm using is like a very subtle. It's like a very subtle brown. So it has the same aesthetic as a really dark black, but still having a tone and a value to it. To where, if you did do, like, I'll just show you. I'll just show you right now. So let's see if someone's watching this. Oh, I got two people. So I'm gonna do a line with black, and you can definitely see the difference. It's very subtle, but you could definitely notice the difference between these two lines. This one was with the black, this one was with the brown. And from my experience, it's better to use a dark color to create a dark value instead of a black, or yeah, because it's just so intense that it just, for me, going back into workout, like going into blend the values, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look natural, I guess. And I guess that's a cool little technique that I'm glad to share. Something I do all the time, but I never really thought about it till now. And that's why I like doing these videos and going live and kind of explaining the process, because I think through that I'll be able to help a lot of people and just help myself remember how powerful these fundamentals are to creating art. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it so much. It's October 10th, 2020, and it's been a crazy year. And besides that, it's been a really interesting journey. Finally getting closer towards this insane desire that I have to create art. It's like it's starting to all make sense now, at least to what kind of art I want to make and how I want to express myself. And no longer am I like doing things for other just following the matrix, in essence, just doing things that are questionable. When it comes to art, it's really easy to get overwhelmed and just not know what direction you want to go and take it. And for me, these past several years has been that journey of trying to understand where I fit into this creative art world, if one wants to call it. For those, as you know, art is so broad. Art is everything. Art is everywhere. And so, for me, it was just, yeah, I just really needed to take the time and the patience to understand where I fit in. And right now, it's a lot more into the visionary, just the abstract. Abstract art is something I've always loved to do, but as you know, it's not a favor to the mainstream, if that's the way to say it. Like, there's not many people that make a living off of abstract art, and if they do, like, it's not as popular as, let's say, a comic artist or a game artist, or the list can go on. But for me, I noticed the artwork that I like to make is a very challenging subject to be able to share and kind of be successful in. And besides that fact, I find it really fun to just create art, even for the sake of just creating art. I choose to really dive deep into it, because there's just so much to learn. And doing these practices and this mindset that I have towards it, it really helps me. What the heck? Sorry, I'm glitching. Oh man. Sorry guys, okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I actually kind of lost my train of thought, but these practices that that I'm explaining that I do so impulsively desired to do, it really what gives me more access to the creative spirit that's within us all. Um, Something that I see all the time people have, but it gets so discouraged by just this reality's um, this reality's expectations of people. You know, you got to be the best. You got to be the strongest. You got to be the winner of all. And that is how most people, including me, experience self-doubt and experience insecurities that I'm not good enough, or thinking that I'm not good enough, and putting that fairy tale ideal into one's aspirations and desires and dreams. And that's how, me included, I was so discouraged by this matrix and how there is a formula to be something successful in whatever you're in, but it's not taught, or if it is, it's really hard to find. And if you do find it, that's where skepticism comes in, because there's just so many ways, there's just so many loopholes in a way, even just so many different tactics that are out there in this world that sometimes can really be misleading, and they're just pirating for your money. But when you do find a good source of somewhat like a coach or some guidance to lead you in a better direction, that's where, from my experience, it really helped open doors and remind me that just because what I aspire to do is not part of the mainstream, and it's not something that everyone can relate to, that it's still possible. And the only thing that stops me and anyone else from pursuing their passion is your own head, your own thoughts in your head, your ego, and letting that control you. From my experience, it's like basically hell, and it's been a journey for me just trying to figure that out and realizing the answers are truly all within. And then the more you learn more about yourself and heal yourself, that's when a lot of intuitive guidance and things just start to happen in your life. And I've noticed when my life is getting worse and worse, it's more so, instead of being grudged or just in misery about it, I try to now acknowledge that everything is a reason and everything has a purpose, and it's a way to teach. It's like a teacher in disguise, these problems that I and all of us have in life. And it's an interesting topic. It's pretty beautiful how I just started talking about something that I like, that I'm experiencing, and I'm trying to better myself so I can better others for the common good. I think right now I'm gonna go ahead and work on the eye, and let's see. Yes, okay. So it's a lot of going back and forth with the highlights and the shadows. Before you know it, that's when the depth and the contrast and the overall composition starts to come to play. The hardest part is getting the sketch in, and then as well as, probably the sketch, and then the painting, which takes the longest. I'd really try to treat this as if I'm painting on canvas, except it's a lot easier and faster, because you have a big pencil. But let me see. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, both here on YouTube and on TikTok. You guys are awesome. I intend to do more of these live streams. It's really fun to kind of show people what I'm working on in the work in progress stage. It's cool to show final pieces, but there's just so much I believe I could share for insight for others, because the stuff that I'm doing now, it's still to me just like overwhelming, but it's just from the years of practice, it makes it easier. But I know people have the same eager drive to make creative art, and it doesn't have to be this exactly. It's just any kind of form of art. The fundamentals are where it's at to enhance your own technical skills, to create the visions that you see or that you visualize. It's basically, yeah, it's like anything you practice. Just gotta put the time in, the patience, and through that, that's where you'll get into this. You'll find the creative flow, or you'll experience the creative flow. That's defined as when you're creating something, like right now how I am, thoughts will always just come up. A thought will always come up, and it's not about the art. It'll be about your day. It'll be about something that's bugging you, or something you like. Or there's always when you're making art, it's not like, for example, right now what I'm doing, I'm not so focused on what I'm doing as in the stroke needs to be here. This needs to be this far. I need to push this long. That's not what I'm doing in my head. Um, as in, it's the same thing with meditation. You're gonna have these thoughts come into your head, and you're not. There's a way to be the observer of your thoughts and not let your thoughts control your mind. And through there, with that principle and how the mind wanders, that's when your subconscious and your conscious, in a way, are cohesive, and you're literally putting your thoughts into matter on paper. And I think that's basically all that it really describes, or at least what I'm trying to explain. It's a really interesting, um, topic, or thing that I've been recently experiencing myself, and it's really been giving me a lot more energy and a lot more intuitive, creative energy, yeah, towards my work and these drawings and artworks. Let's see. The goal is, yeah, to not overwork it, but I know I still need to do a lot of shadowing, like on this thing. Kind of looks like a trumpet. Let's see. What's up, my rose? Plays. What's up, more dope shredding? Oh, thank you, philosophy. I dig that. That's basically what I'm explaining. It's like my own philosophy towards all these experiences, and my personal insight, because it's to really just help other people, remind other people about these mystical, not mystical, but these curious things about creativity and where that comes from, and how when you do make something of any kind, your soul is just singing, in essence. Awesome. But otherwise than that, this has been a great live stream. I'm planning on doing these a lot more. I really find this more fun. And for those that are new, I'm actually streaming this on YouTube. So if you want to check this out on YouTube, it's actually a lot more of a better, you're literally seeing what I'm seeing as I'm working. Here on TikTok, you're kind of just seeing the screen from another screen. But on YouTube, if you check it out, this is my first time broadcasting on there straight from my computer. So it's a lot more of a personal overview of what I'm working on. I kind of want to see it myself, but I'm working. This is the first time I've ever done this, and it's pretty exciting. I originally was gonna start this live stream on the YouTube on my iPad or on my phone, but it wasn't allowing me to. I have to have like a webcam or something. And so I did a lot of research, finally figured it out. Then I had to figure out how to hook up my microphone, because I realized I needed to start sharing some more knowledge. That took a little bit of time, but I got it all working, and now I'm here. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot more of this on YouTube and on TikTok. I'll be doing them both at the same time, and I'll just be working on my artworks and the projects that I have going on. As of right now, I do have a work workshop that I'm going to be creating. It's a Inktober workshop that I'm going to be doing here locally. And eventually I would really like to create like an online course for people on here or anyone on the internet that wants to learn more about just more insight towards my style of art, and just, yeah, kind of just like an art class, using the fundamentals to create visionary art. So a lot of the new videos you'll see from me will be about that program that I'm going to be creating, and as well as just my commission work. I'm actually doing a beer label for this brewery by my house in Joliet, and it's going to be really fun. I think the next time I'm on here, I'll go ahead and show that, or I'll work on that. But slowly but surely, as you can see with this kind of stuff, it's just back and forth. And this is the final drawing, what it looks like. Looks like a seal. But I hope everyone's having a great night. You know, it's been a beautiful Saturday. I was able to go outside and meditate for a bit, get some fresh air, as the autumn season just keeps getting stronger. But everything's changing, all the leaves are falling, and man, I gotta pick up all those leaves. But, what's everyone up to tonight? Let's see. I hope everyone's having a good time. I myself might just stay on here for another 5-10 minutes. It was honestly a test to see how I could get this whole live stream going on my YouTube channel, and it's fucking awesome. I'm so excited. It is so cool. And in the future, it'll definitely be a little bit more organized when it comes to just, it'd be nice to have like cool things pop up on the screen, or just be a lot more communicative, a lot more communicative towards my audience, you know. Whoops. Yeah, actually, for those that don't know what I'm using, this is Photoshop. I'm using Adobe Photoshop, and the drawing tablet is an XP Pen drawing tablet. XP Pen Pro or something like that. I chose this tablet specifically for how it really resonates, or feels just like as if you're painting on paper. As for I am a traditional artist, did all my stuff traditionally on paper. So the transition to digital art was very challenging, to incorporate the same technique and the same feel so I can do it on a Photoshop. Reasoning is, if you want to, at the time I was learning more about printing and ways to make my art more accessible. Because with drawings, as beautiful as they are and as fun as they are, it's very challenging to emit that same drawing onto a print, unless you have like a good camera or a good scanner. But just from my experience, I would rather much paint something digitally so I could do this. Like you just go on here, change the hue, and play around with the colors. Like that's, so much easier. Because before I was using markers, ink, color pencils, and to get that same effect is like you can't. Whatever you put on there it is what it is. Unless you scan it into Photoshop, then you can like change the colors and such. But if you need to fix the outline or do something, you gotta go to the drawing and then take another photo or scan it. Very, very back and forth, tedious work. Let's see, I'm gonna color this eye. How's the ear ringing? Oh, it's not ringing right now. Yeah, no, I was thinking about it last time. Like, I remember I mentioned it, and I don't know why I did, but it was very strong. Like, it was like, I was like, God damn, like, I gotta leave a note for myself. And yeah, I was meditating today, and it's not always this way, but there's times where when I'm with my eyes closed, how people describe they see it's not visions, but in essence, your subconscious mind or your mind is creating up these like visuals, you know, and it's a lot of it for me is could be just very organic stuff, very much like what I'm drawing, but it's very more symmetrical and just very organic. A lot of like geometric shapes that they're there, but it's like you can't really see it. You know, it's like as if you're looking with your eyes really squinted at something. You could kind of see it, but you can't really like make it clear what it is you're looking at. Okay, cool. I've actually been on here for 25 minutes, and there's like some kids screaming loud outside. What's going on, man? Hope everyone's okay. I live near a playground, so I hear a lot of kids sometimes. One time, uh, when I was in high school, when I used to drive this really big van, it was like a big stoner van, like the Cheech and Chong, or Scooby Doo van, the Mystery Machine. I would drive that thing around everywhere. And one morning, going to school, all these eggs were on my car, or on the van. And I was like, man, these kids from the playground, you know, I think since they got rid of all the rocks on the ground from the playground, they put mulch. They figured, I think eggs is a little bit more fun for them now. I wonder if kids still egg places and teepee houses. Remember when teepeeing was like really popular? Right, I know what you mean, I think. Yeah, like when it comes to, yeah, it's a very interesting topic and thing to talk about, and I don't think I am there yet to be confidently describing these things. Um, but what's beautiful is the intention is not to, for at least me when I'm meditating, is not to come across these visuals. It's more so just deep self-reflection, as you know, with meditation. But I notice as of being the observer of all my thoughts and everything occurring around me, after like 10 minutes or so, that's when these the closer look into the subconscious, you know, or a closer look or a glimpse into the divine light and interconnectedness, the universal mind lattice. No, I'm just kidding. I don't go there. The universal mind lattice. Although that's yeah, the way to get to that, to access that is through meditation, the really deep state, to a higher level of consciousness, to where you astral project out of your body, and you're just full of bliss. But I think I'm almost done. I think I just gotta work on the top here. I pray to God that as I'm actually recording this on YouTube, for those that are new right now watching, I am on YouTube right now, showing this live also. So if you check on my YouTube channel, you will see me here working on the same project, but honestly, I would think it'd be in more high depth. It's probably, you definitely see what I'm working on, like, as of how clear it is. True, right from the screen. Yeah, the goal is not to overwork it. Shit. This is really fun. I almost didn't do this whole live stream, but I knew I could do it. I knew I could figure this out. It's a lot of troubleshooting when it comes to my computers and trying to just get everything broadcast, like just get everything correct. To be honest, when I first hooked up my microphone, I couldn't hear myself at all. Like there was just something wrong with it. I had to fix it. And I'm pretty sure if you're on my YouTube watching this, the audio is definitely not the best. It's got a lot of white noise in the back, but it was the only real way I could hear myself. Like you could hear me now, but there's like a white sound in the back, or sounds like yeah, like a white noise. And I'm gonna upload it, and I'm gonna just have to check it out. And if it's really that bad, I'm eventually gonna just invest into a microphone, because you know, I would much rather have my viewers not struggle with that, because I personally don't like that. But it also depends, I guess, what you're watching from. So if you got like a massive stereo system, That shit must sound terrible. Yeah, that's kind of how I heard it with my speakers. Like someone's taking a shower or something. Let's see. I've been told to keep a spiritual journal for synchronicities and ear-ringing moments. Yes, that's very good. I do the same. You know, I got it. I got my notebook right here. I was always doing it in my sketchbook, but since there's no lines on there, my notes would just get very cluttered. But yeah, I do that. That's a really good way to for me to journaling to like more reflect on it, look back on it all. But then yeah, just really get used to. I think it helps you connect more into your intuitive self. And from what I'm learning now, through these practices of meditation and synchronicities, your intuition is truly like it's a superpower. You know, like when your intuition when it tells you to like an inspirational idea or just the energy, intuitive energy, just to make something happen. Like right now, what I'm doing, all this detail, it's all intuitive. And I'm just going with the flow. And I'm not thinking about it. I'm not going too hard into thought. It's more so, I know the direction. Just be in the intuitive flow, and what allows me to get into that state is a lot of meditation and more healthier diet overall. I notice if I eat garbage, like if I eat a lot of dairy or a lot of like processed, just junk food, um, it's a lot more harder to access this intuitiveness. You're putting your body, which is like a current, like any machine. You don't put any value into your machine or anything that the nutrients it needs to function at its best. You know, that's where for me I was like, man, why do I feel this way? And I'm like, well, it's karma almost. You know, you are what you eat, truly. And it's a lot harder for me to uh, experience these um, things when I'm treating myself poorly. So, wow, I'm actually on here for 32 minutes. That's actually awesome. You know what? I might just have to leave it off at that because I don't think people have that much intention, or I don't think someone would want to watch a 30-minute video. And I think that is perfect enough to end this video. And I'll go ahead and showcase the final image. As you can see, it's still got its ways to go, but as you can see from now my YouTube video, when it'll be published, you will see from the beginning to where I'm at with the progress. But thank you guys for tuning in. I love you all, and until next time, peace.